1, 2, 3, 4. I don't normally pay this price. From Grove to Edge where I walk, I don't care, the legwork will do me nice.
I'm a singer-songwriter and producer from West London. Been singing since about 15. Been singing since I was about 6, songwriting and producing since I was about 14, 13. And I had a few big breaks, actually. Performing live on stage with Eric Roberson and Jesse Boykins in 2009 or 10. Releasing my first mixtape in 2011. And what else? And releasing videos and Shakkapellas which have amassed a collective amount of about 300,000 views on YouTube. So yeah, I've had a few like cool landmarks. My dad was and still is a songwriter and guitarist and producer, and he was part of a band called Brimstone. I'd just be in and out of the studio, I'd see all sorts of equipment and I'd see all sorts of people doing like playing drums and playing guitar and going to different places inside the studio and doing different things. I was like, oh, I want to do that, and the lights on the mixing board look sick, blood. I want to get that from my house. And so since then it was like, right, okay, cool. I kind of want to do this. I went to music school briefly. I say briefly, but it was like from the age of 9 to like 18. And I studied like orchestral percussion and piano and violin and musicianship, which is like music theory and stuff. And I was in a choir, and that was pretty fun. My childhood obsessions, I don't know, aside from music, was definitely anime, primarily because I don't know, it just seemed more imaginative. It seemed more left. Like I would see like creatures who would then morph into different beings, and the other characters would look at it like it's normal, and I'm like, what the hell just happened in this scene? Like just those different things that would happen in like an anime that wouldn't really happen in your conventional Western cartoon or particular animation. Plus you had themes that was addressed that didn't seem to be talked about in standard cartoon. You could tell I'm a big kid. It was anime, it was films, it was new music that never got played around the area. Yeah, that kind of stuff really. I was that kind of a nerd. I was a nerd. I was a fun nerd. I was a sick nerd. I was a nerd that girls liked. Sorry, go on. I like to strip naked and get some baby oil and like bathe myself in it, because then I'm in like the most relaxed state. Like as long as the room's like of a temperature of about 24 degrees, then I'm nice. Aside from that kind of crazy one-off thing that I did for one song, I just like, I go to a place where no one's around. I go to a place where no one or nothing can distract me, because I'm very easily distracted by any conversation or by any kind of activity. If someone's partying, I'm going to party with them. If someone's talking rubbish, then I'm probably going to make banter with them as well. So I try and go to a place where there's just a piano, where I can just sit down. Preferably an open space, because then I can hear my voice resonate in different places. It just feels better. The worst part of writing is not trusting yourself. It's not trusting that whatever came to you for a reason. It's not trusting that whatever came to you came out of you and is you, and not accepting you for yourself. You are you and you can't be anyone else. And then when it actually comes to writing something, you're writing something from your own experiences. And whatever happened, happened, and that's the only thing you can talk about. And so the only thing you can hope for is other people relating to it. And so I guess the best part of writing would be when other people do relate to what you have to say, because then when you know that it actually came from your experience, or even when you know that it's someone else's experience and you were able to convey it well, that is like, right, okay, cool, I've touched someone and I've inspired someone. The role I was playing in the Shakka Brown affair was essentially myself, despite taking characteristics from Thomas Crown, being the attempted eloquent speech and the relaxed mind frame and the coolness, or the attempted coolness that I tried to portray in the character. but it's essentially me. It's essentially me going through a transition phase between someone who dabbles in music and then someone who takes it seriously as a career. I did go out and listen to different musicians and singers and songwriters and be like, oh, I can take this from Dennis Brown, and I could take this from Bob Marley, I could take this from Conor Monroe, and this from Drake, and this from Lauryn Hill, and a wide variety of different singers, and John Legend, and like just try and put it, well, not even try and put it all together, but just genuinely be inspired by a certain singer. And in saying that, it's not as if to say like I'm a carbon copy of a bunch of different artists, because I come from London, and I want to show that I come from London in as much ways as possible, and I want to show that I come from Grove in particular, and from Notting Hill in particular, as much as I can. And so when I sing in a British accent. The phrases and the colloquialisms that I use are from when I speak to my boys on road. I'm quite anal with my production, and so when I make a beat, and when I'm making a beat, sometimes I'm not just like, okay, cool, let's just use this snare, this bass drum, and then this hi-hat, and then these keyboards, and then this bass. I'm not just, sometimes I just think like, oh, it sounds too rubbish, and if it doesn't sound like the dream that I've got in my head, or the idea that we've got, then I'm not going to use that snare, I'm going to continuously work towards it, and that takes time. And what happens is, to save time, I beatbox the different layers. So I know what the bass sounds like in my head, I know what the drum pattern sounds in my head, and guitar, etc., etc. And so I literally just do the layers over and over again. So I load up GarageBand, press the record button, and I record one line of the bass line. Then I record the bass drum, record another line, until all of a sudden I've got, and it just fits. I saw many different people doing covers, and I saw many different people doing remixes and mashups and stuff. I knew I wouldn't be able to convey it sometimes with a DJ software, but I knew that I could convey pretty much anything with my mouth. I like making hip hop music. I like making grime and old school hip hop and alternative rock and indie and folk and acoustic jazz and those kind of genres, and it works for me. I'm going through a phase of indie R&B with a bit of grime and a bit of Caribbean influences, and people won't get it until I actually show them the song that I've been making for the past couple months. Popular urban music at the moment is in a weird but beautiful hybrid. At least that's what I think anyway. Like, people are not ashamed or scared to take influences from many different genres. People say I'm depressed when I say this, and I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. My mortality keeps me inspired to make music, knowing that other people don't have limbs and still make music, knowing that other people are blind and still make music, knowing that people died for the mic that I see on stage inspires me and keeps me making music, knowing that knowing that there aren't many people with a studio around the corner from their yard inspires me to keep making music, because I know eventually that I'll get to a point where I'll become a mad philanthropist, knowing that I can go to the slums of India and the ghettos of Brazil and the ghettos of Venezuela and help build youth centers that can teach music production, that can teach songwriting, that can teach things like just multimedia stuff that I took with both hands, essentially. Like I saw that stuff and I was like, yeah, I'm making a film, or yeah, I'm editing my video, or yeah, I'm making beats, or I'm writing something. I want to spread as much good music as I can to as many people as I can, so I can inspire as many people as I can. So it then makes the industry a lot more vibrant and a lot more beautiful. A new MacBook inspires me, bro. I need a new Mac. When I get a new MacBook, like, I don't think I'll make any more music. I'll just watch films all day and piss about with my friends and play computer games. Are we good?